All right, everybody, what's up? My name is Harry Bernard Taylor. Well, I'm with my man, Christopher Burton.
People's Podcaster, what's happening, y'all? And we are back again. That's right,
Yeah, yesterday was a long
again.
day.
Woo, man,
How
was it
many
ever?
hours we put in, Chris?
Man, let me
5,
see. We did
6?
about 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Because that AEW yesterday, that was 3 hours and some change, and then what?
3 hours, 48 minutes, man.
Yeah,
That
2 hours
thing
and
was
some
real.
change for WWE.
Yeah.
And man, woo, yeah. So,
Yeah,
whew,
man,
long
great
weekend.
of wrestling. Great weekend of wrestling.
And it ain't
And,
over because we got Raw tonight. So we
got
back
Raw
on
tonight, so that's 3 hours there. So, man, but right now, we're on. And man, we got some business to talk about.
Yes,
we got
we
some
do,
things
man.
to talk about what's going on in this wrestling industry, and it's all about CM Punk, man, and AEW. So, Chris,
man,
exactly what you have on what you have, man. What are you saying about
I'm basically saying, man, in the title of today's show, and it proposes a question to everybody that's gonna watch this. Let me rewind back. If you watch the media scrum after the pay-per-view yesterday, after AE All Out yesterday, the media scrum, I proposed this question: is CM Punk out of control? And is Tony Khan too weak to be a promoter? And I tell you why I posted this, because if you watch that media scrum, CM Punk basically said some very derogatory things and basically just ran his narrative of everything. And Tony Khan just sat there when he should have, when that first question came out about Colt Cabana. Tony should have stepped up and said, "Hey, we ain't got no comments with that. We done. That's over with.
Exactly.
Let's move to something else." But no, what did Tony do? He sat there, kept his mouth shut, which left CM Punk to his own devices and just run with it and basically spill his whole narrative of how everything was. And then he went off on Hangman Page. It was a mess. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look in the group. It's posted in the group.
Yeah. So man,
that's right, crazy. Scott. Pop bomb number 2. Yep.
Hey, it was a serious pipe bomb. If that's what it was, Scott. But the whole thing about it is this. Look, it didn't look good at all. Didn't look good for Tony Khan. It didn't look good for wrestling. I mean, CM Punk, the way he came off, and I wish we would have done this live. I wish we would have done it live when he did this, Chris. My reactions was just, oh my gosh, man, very unprofessional. The way, very unprofessional, and the way he dogged out his colleagues in the sport was just was amazing, man. It blew my mind.
And Tony sat there and let it happen. He sat there and let it happen, man. See, that's one thing I've in wrestling, man. Wrestlers can't believe their own hype. They can't believe their own hype, and they get this image of who they think they are in their head, and they run with it, man. And they run with it. You as a promoter got to be able to take all them horses and wrangle them up and keep them in the barn and just let them out as they need to be let out. You just can't let everybody run free, and that's what Tony Khan did, man. He let CM Punk just handle his business and do what he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, man, look, the guy went up there. I understand. Okay, he's drinking. He, got something to drink.
Well, he didn't drink. He didn't drink. He didn't drink or do drugs.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. What was he drinking? I'm wondering what he was
like seltzer water or something. It was no alcohol.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, and I know it wasn't no alcohol. I'm saying, but he sat up there and he was drinking something. That's okay. I know he was drinking a soda or something like that. He's drinking. He's eating up there, and he's just basically rambling off. So I'm like, look at this thing. And he's talking about Colt Cabana and talking about the guy who used to live with him and how he built him up and, and F him this and F him that and, and GD this. And I mean, it cracked me up. And I'm like, okay, I see where he's going. And I understand, he's pissed off about this guy. He's Scott Colton, Colt Cabana. He's pissed off about him. Okay, let that be. And then go ahead and talk about the night. And talk about the future of AEW. But no, he didn't do that. He made this thing about himself. Then he went out there and he dogged out Adam Page. And he dogged Adam Page out and put him down like he's flat out nothing. Now, as far as Adam Page as a wrestler, I think he's a pretty good wrestler. I think they pushed him up. I know they had promised him that he was going to get a title. They pushed him up a little bit too fast and all that. And yes, he's not on the level of what CM Punk was before. And when I'm talking about not being on the level of what CM Punk was before, I'm talking about the popularity of CM Punk. I'm not talking about the wrestling skill of CM Punk, because CM Punk, in my book, CM Punk has never been no higher than a B-level wrestler. Never has. He's just been very good on the mic. He's been very good at getting people's emotion. He's been better than what he is now, but he's never been this great wrestler. So as far as Adam Page, the way he wrestles, I think he's close to the same level CM Punk was years ago. And definitely right now, I think Adam Page is a little bit better of a wrestler than CM Punk, because CM Punk has lost a lot. But CM Punk, he still has that popularity. He still has something that people are going to hang on to. But CM Punk, man, he showed a lot of narcissistic attitude.
Yes, he did, man. Yeah, he did, man. I had to go back and watch it again today just to make sure I heard what I heard. Yeah. And then he was going around like, "Oh, if you got a problem with me," and he was talking to the media and the boys in the back. He was like, "F you." He was like, "F you," and he's like, "If you don't have a problem with me, I'm sorry, but if you do, F you." And he's like, "Any boys in the back?" He was like, "I'll go down the hallway right now and say, if anybody got a problem with me, come see me." I'm like, that joke got an ego big as all outside, man. And I'm like, and wow.
Yeah, he was bullying that media. He bullied the media. He was bullying the boys in the back. He just basically talking, and pretty much he bullied the owner of the company. He pretty much had him sitting there like he was a baby, like, you might run this company, this might be your company, but ain't nothing you can do to battle me.
Scott, I don't think it was a work. I really think that was true feelings.
I think
the way it sounded, it was 100%. True feelings. The way it sounded, and as far as him being done, no, Tony is not. No,
I don't think so.
No, Tony's gonna let him. Tony, no.
He has too much pressure from he had pressure from TBS and TNT, because Warner, that guy's not working there no more. He was leading this team and had them telling Tony Khan that we need you guys to build around CM Punk, but that guy has left. He's not there anymore.
Okay.
Discovery has taken this thing over. So Tony does have that's been alleviated off his shoulders.
Yeah, man.
So Tony does have a little bit more room, but the whole thing about it, Tony probably is worried if I let him go, I might not pop that million. I might pop 880,000. I might pop 930,000. I need him to continue to keep me over that million. Keep me near that million. So I think
and then you heard what he said too. For that. And then you heard what he said about MJF, who just happened to return last night, and he was the Joker. He talked trash about MJF. Somebody somebody in the media was like, "So what are your plans now that MJF is back and everything, and this, that, and the third, and CM Punk?" And CM Punk basically was like, "Look, man," he's like, Tony keeps giving me these punks to wrestle, these nobodies, these scrubs. Yeah, that's basically what he was saying.
Yeah, I'm tired of. I forgot exact words he said, but I'm tired of wrestling these knuckleheads. And then in the same sentence, this why I say he's got these narcissistic attributes. In the same sentence, he was talking about, he's a young guy, man. He really has it all. He has great skill and all that. In the same sentence, and then he was talking about, like you say, he's a scrub. He's no good. And I mean,
and he's tired of wrestling punks and nobodies.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like,
exactly.
And I'm like, oh my God,
this guy, man.
And right there, once again, that's why I say Tony's too weak. He should have stepped up and said something, but he didn't until everything was done and over with. And Tony was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should have stepped up and said no comment, and I should have stopped it before this got going, and we should have, not even went down that rabbit hole." Well, why you didn't? You know why? Because you're too weak. You're too much of a fan.
Yeah.
You're a fan. You're not a boss. You're a fan. If you're a real boss, you're gonna do stuff that people that work for you will not like, and and will despise you for it. But guess what? They will respect you.
That's right. I was like, fire this guy.
Nobody respects Tony. Nobody in that company respects him, man.
I said, fire this guy, man. After the first 8 minutes, I'm like, he needs to be fired. Fire this guy now. Tony Khan should say, shut it down. This press conference is over, and we will talk to you guys in the media later. We appreciate you coming out here and having a discussion with us at AEW, and basically said, I believe it was a successful pay-per-view, and I appreciate all my workers and everything that they gave. That's what he should have done, and shut that whole thing down. And then pretty much had CM Punk escorted out of the building, because man, that right there was flipping ridiculous. And we're gonna see CM Punk this Wednesday. Now CM Punk, he in the back, he's gonna have all these boys in the back, like I say, they're all gonna be looking at it. And the whole thing about I don't think nobody's gonna challenge him. I mean, when it boils down to it, I'm pretty sure there's
well, you got to think he's the golden boy, man. That's who Tony really wanted, man. That's who Tony really wanted, was CM Punk. And everybody has basically said, "Oh, you're the golden goose. You're the goose that's gonna lay the golden egg for Tony. We can't touch you. You're the equal of Hulk Hogan to Vince McMahon. We can't touch you."
Yeah.
That's what CM Punk is to that company, man. And man,
he trashed, like I say, he trashed Adam Page, then he trashed CM Punk. I mean, he trashed Adam Page, then he MJF. He trashed those guys. He pretty much trashed other people on the roster too, without having them. And so I'm just like, but like I say, nobody in the background, he said, want to see him or whatever. But I'm sure he wouldn't talk like that to Jake Hagar. He wouldn't talk like that to Jake Hagar. Jake Hagar kick his butt. And
for real.
Exactly. He trained in MMA, but I would like for him to talk like that to somebody like Keith Lee. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. So I mean, this guy, man. I mean, he's playing off like he's this bad. That hey, I'm this and I'm that. Man, like I say, we saw what happened when he went to MMA. Man, come on. So, yeah. But I mean, I hate that attitude. And I know some people might look and say, "Oh, Harry, I've seen you with attitude." Yes, I do have an attitude, but I will not cuss out. I mean, even if me and you stop hanging out with each other, man. I've stopped hanging out with my other friends. You done been around me long enough. I'm not gonna go out there and start cussing them out and calling them
bad mouthing them and dragging their name through the mud. Ain't no need for all that.
Make no kind of sense, man. Very unprofessional. Keep that kind of stuff, man. Keep that kind of stuff. Keep that beef, that kind of beef in the background or whatever. But this Joker, man, I just don't know what in the world to say about him. But when you have somebody, man, that's dealing with the public, acts like that, you don't know when they will go off on anybody. I mean, how do CM Punk treat, if he treats the media like that, which I know sometimes you got some bad journalists out there, you got some bad people in the media, but how would this, if him and his wife at a restaurant, say they're at a restaurant, how will he treat the people that's waiting on him? How does he treat those kind of people? How does he
exactly?
This guy's a man. He's a prime A jerk, man.
And then like I said,
go ahead. Yeah.
But and then, like I said, man, Tony, he's too weak, man. He's caught too much of it in his fanhood, man. He's like, I get to run a wrestling company, and I get to be on a press conference and sound important. This, that, and the third. Dude, you are not. Go
ahead now.
He's too weak, man. Scott said, and I'm not convinced it's real, someone will shoot on him in the ring. Possibly, man, possibly. And Scott also said Triple H with a pedigree.
Probably, man, probably.
But man, but
keep talking.
Okay, but he's just too weak, man. Tony is too weak, weak-minded. He just, doesn't. I don't think Tony has what it takes, man. It's like the inmates are running the asylum almost, That's how it looks and feels to me. Like the inmates are running the asylum. Um, it's like, and then on that same media scrum, Jericho is trying to be the complete opposite of what CM Punk portrayed. He's up there trying to uplift everybody and try to make sure everybody stays within due bounds and parameters. Don't say this, don't say that. Be careful when you do this, and be careful when you say that. Because he's basically letting people know, hey, don't go out there just get too comfortable saying what you want to say, because we got big money out here sponsoring us that we could lose because you slip up and say the wrong word. Jericho's on a completely whole nother spectrum from what we saw CM Punk last night. I mean, Jericho is trying to be a leader in the locker room, whereas CM Punk is being, from what he betrayed last night. Now, like I said, he's trying to be a detriment, a bad detriment to the locker room. So you got two different ends of the spectrum, man. You got Jericho trying to be good and CM Punk trying to be the devil, and it's crazy, man. And then you got Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. They just like, we're here, we get a paycheck.
Yeah.
We necessarily don't like your booking, Tony. And they did it last night. They said it. It was basically like, hey, we tired of the Acclaim. Wow. Give us somebody good, but hey, you signed the check, so we'll just shut up and take it. But we sick of them. And I'm like, man, what?
Man, that's this is just crazy.
I'm like, Tony, get a hold of your boys, man. Get a hold of your boys, Tony, because this is getting bad. This looks real bad, man.
And man, the team they stole the press conference. And what the CM Punk shut Tony Khan down early. Tony Khan sat there with him for 23 minutes, and CM Punk had 98% of that press conference to basically say what he wants to say, rant and rave.
Yep.
And then when he finally realized everything he was doing, the last 6-7 minutes, he pretty much was putting everything on himself, talking about the greatness of himself, and basically saying that, the people that made the most money, this is what cracked me up. The people that made the most money off him, Colt Cabana, and he said Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, buddy. You made money off Vince McMahon. You made your name off Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, when he brought you up there, you was nothing. You come up there, and during the time that you was the champion, WWE lost 4 to 6 million fans. Stop watching WWE wrestling. Now, is it all on him?
No,
is it all on CM Punk? No. The whole industry was going down. I mean, and but after who was the champ? Who was the king before him? Not CM Punk, but John Cena.
Oh yeah, Cena. Yeah.
Just really started taking a fall. And who was the man for a couple years after Cena? It was CM Punk.
CM Punk. Yep, sure was.
CM Punk wasn't making money for the business. No, WWE was losing money. So he talking about he made money for no, you stole money. That's the way I look at it. You stole money, because you wasn't making money for, Vince. I'm sorry, you're arrogant. He made you. WWE made you, and you saw his attitude over there.
I mean, granted, you was in Ring of Honor when Ring of Honor actually was a thing. And yes, you had a small niche of fans that watched Ring of Honor at that time.
He did.
Okay, so you had a little bit of buzz, but a lot of people really still didn't know who you were until you went up north.
Yeah, that's right. And see, I know him.
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was.
Who he was because remember, I had called you years ago when they first started. I said, "Oh, you watching this Ring of Honor thing? You like Ring of Honor?" And remember, your daughter was small. And you told me she loved Ring of Honor. But I told you, I said, man, you need to check this out because it reminded me of what I used to watch when we was younger. When watching NWA and Georgia Championship Wrestling, it reminded me of that. So I knew who CM Punk was, and he had a name over there. He wrestled hard, and I remember. And when he went to WWE, I said, okay, they're gonna squash him up there, but they didn't. They, you
No,
know,
they
and
blew
they
him
made him
up. They
even
blew
bigger.
him. Yeah, they blew him
They
up.
blew him up. He had a fan base of maybe 20,000 fans, and that's from with Ring of Honor sending out. You know, they sending out. You know, they used to send out tapes and stuff to people.
Yeah.
They had a tape system, and
Mhm.
he probably had a 20 around the country, around the world. I say around the world, maybe 30,000 people, 40,000 fan base. But he built an underground fan base. That's all it is
Yep.
to it. Just
Yep.
like what rappers used to do back in the day. It was an underground fan base that he built up,
Mhm.
and he had a niche group of fans. And then he went
Yep.
to WWE, and that niche group of fans followed him up there, and you know, and they convinced the brass up there. They convinced Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon and
Yep.
whoever, John Laurinaitis,
John Laurinaitis, all
Jim
them.
Ross,
Yeah.
Jim Ross. They convinced them that this guy was a big time. You know, and when sometimes you can have a small niche of fans, man, they can do that for you. And
Yeah.
they did that for him. And CM Punk, he rose to the top of the ranks there. And man,
he sure did, man. He sure did. But
this guy
last night was just crazy, man. I mean,
yeah,
I was like, man, this guy here is something. He a real piece of work, boy. I mean,
something done told him. I mean, he started really believing the hype. And when I'm talking about really believing the hype, that he started believing the hype, not just that he's a tough wrestler, that he's tough in real life. So man, he basically pissed on the business, and because he basically did it. He pissed on the business.
Yeah.
And then went over to MMA. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna fight real fighters, and we see what happened. You know, so I'm like, man, when somebody does that, when somebody does that in this business, when somebody get into a business like this, and they take it to a level where I'm this tough guy, I'm a tough guy. Okay, yeah, you're a tough wrestler, but when you want to get out there and you want to fight real fights, your ego is out of control, and his ego is out of control. Not saying wrestlers can't fight, because tell you what,
there are some, there's some out there that can now.
I'm gonna name some wrestlers: Harley Race, Rick Rude, what is the name?
Mr. Saito.
Masa Saito. Not a king, but not the Uso guy, not Uso. What is his name?
Haku.
Ming.
Yeah, Ming Haku.
Ming Haku. Man, these guys like that, Ron Simmons, they could walk anywhere and be tough guys. Those guys are really tough. You know, so you know, I wouldn't fight some of those guys. But no. I mean, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They could walk any street. They could walk the streets that me and you grew up on, Chris. And nobody would deal with those guys.
Heck
but somebody like CM Punk, no, I'm sorry. You know, he think he's all that. But I mean, it's not that I don't like CM Punk. I want him to stay in the business because I think it's beneficial to the business for him to stay in it. Yeah. But to be toxic like that over there in that locker room, all he's gonna do is make these guys not want to come to work.
And like I said, Jericho
not want to be involved with it.
Yeah, and Jericho was doing the complete opposite. Jericho's trying to upbuild the guys, teach them about the business, smarten them up about the business, and tell them, this is a actual business. He's like, we have a huge cable contract, so you got to watch what you say. You can't say certain words. You can't get too comfortable out there saying just anything, because if you do, we can lose a lot of money, and that's coming out of everybody's pocket. So, and you know, I get where Jericho's coming from, but Tony Khan has to get a reign of his boys. He's got to pull them. He's got to pull the reins back, man, because this thing, they just running all over Tony. They basically saying, "Hey, Tony, do what you want to say what you want to do, whatever. But hey, I don't care. But as long as that check clear, we cool." And Tony's like, "Okay, I'll sign the check." But you know, man, Tony, golly,
Scott Larson cracked me up about Triple H would have pedigreed him.
That was.
Look, he don't move Triple H at all. And you know,
them two can't stand each other. Them two can't stand each other for real.
Yeah, and what's his name? He was so jealous because when that journalist or whatever asked him, you know, the news guy asked him, "How did you feel when the fans started cheering CM Punk?"
MJF, you mean?
Yeah, I mean MJ, not CM Punk, but MJF, and he basically, like say, pretty much tried to play it off. You know, anytime somebody come back and all that, these things happen in the business. He was totally shocked when that happened, man. He was
Oh
stunned,
yeah.
and you know, and he did whatever he could, man. You know, they did whatever they could to try to turn that thing. And I think MJF saw what was going on, so MJF just went ahead and just, you know, shot the bird to the crowd and tried to get, you know, some heat. But the fans cheered him, man. I'm sorry. He's going to get that because of who he is. He's going to get that. You know, you're going to get fans that's so glad to see you come back. Just like when Ric Flair, as hated as he was, he always, you know, if he left the business, anybody, man, Road Warriors or whatever, when they were bad guys, fans started cheering him. That just happens.
They're just happy. They happy you back. They happy you back. But now, but once you get back, and everybody gets accustomed to you being back, okay, it'll be like it was.
Yes.
Everybody hates your guts again, but you know, it is what it is. But we were happy you back because everybody started realizing, hey, CM Punk is going to be the guy. At some point, he is going to be the guy. He's going to carry the title. He is going to be the man. And we all know it. At some point, we don't know when, but it's going to happen. You mark my words. And if it don't, Tony Khan's a dummy.
Exactly.
I'm just call it what it is.
CM Punk, look. The thing about CM Punk, man, I'm telling, that hurt his ego. That's his hometown.
Oh yeah,
But you know, instead of taking it for what it was, that hey, this guy's coming back, and I mean, he finally took it as, you know, he went up there and somebody might have talked to him or whatever. But at that moment, man, it's like, you know, man, they doing this. I'm about to break down. I can't believe that they doing this to me. But he loves the adulation of the fans, man. He soaks in that. That's what he wants, and that is pretty much. I don't even know how much that he want to come back. That he really wants to be a wrestler. Now I think he wants that praise. He wants to be known out there. He wants the praise. That's why he came back. And like I said, because he knew he couldn't go back to MMA. He just can't.
That's not gonna work. And WWE, he can never go back to WWE. Never.
Exactly. So, you know, he comes over and, man, he's looking around at these fans. And like I said, he could be, if he was a little bit more humble, I think he can help out AEW a lot more than what he's helped it out so far. They could be a lot more ahead. And like I said, and he could teach these youngsters about, because he's only 43 years old himself. He can teach them about respecting the business a little more and respecting Tony Khan as their boss. Said, you know,
say that again. Say that again.
Yeah. He, you know, he can teach these young people about the business, about respecting the business and respecting Tony Khan as the boss.
That part, man. Nobody has respect for Tony.
Go out and eat a steak with, and you know, somebody to go and have salad with, and go out and do fishing with. That is not what Tony Khan is about. Tony Khan needs to be respected as the boss of the business, as somebody who does other things, and it's too important for him to be caught up with all these crazy shenanigans. You know, let that guy go on about his business and talk to him about what they need to do to get better in the business or get seen a little bit more. That's the only kind of questions that they really need to have with him. Yeah. But Tony Khan, it's no problem with Tony Khan having great rapport with his wrestlers and things like that. And
no problem with that.
Be a cool manager, a cool boss. There's nothing wrong with that. You know.
But when you become buddy and let them do what they want to do, then you have problems. Because now all the issues you had in the back, some of them are actually starting to show in public eye.
Yeah.
Some things you need to leave behind the curtain. You can pull back the curtain just a little bit, but make sure if you pull it back, make sure you got your ducks in a row on the back, because somebody's gonna be like, oh, there's something wrong right there. There's something wrong right there. Somebody's gonna see something, and there's gonna be a man. And see, last night that was that something. CM Punk is that something. He needs to, man. Yeah.
I mean, I've been manager, I've been, supervisor, and over a lot of different places I work. I mean, I even was over you. I mean, you work, and I had to write you up. And I mean, you're basically my best friend. You know, at that time you wasn't, but we was real cool. I mean, it was me, you, Dre, Ronico Sampson, you know, a few other ones that we all hung out with each other and everything like that. But I had to write you up. So it's like, and I had guys, man, that used to work with me that got hostile and stuff like that in the work environment in front of other people. And I had to pull them to the side, and a couple of them I had to fire. So now and these guys, I considered them cool with me as a manager, you know, and I was cool with them and things like that. But man, I'm like, you know, we cannot have this playing off to the in the work environment. You just can't have that, man.
No, and our man on YouTube, you know the deal. What's up? You know the deal. Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. But he basically says Tony Khan has a fat bank account. Well, actually, his dad has a fat bank account. His dad does, pretty much. And he ain't a boss. He really ain't a boss. The inmates are running the asylum. I said that earlier. And see, Tony basically is playing with his dad's money. And his dad really can't watch Tony because it's about to be football season and he's way too busy with that. Way too busy with that. So he ain't got time to worry about Tony. So Tony is basically just, like I said, running it like and I've said this. If you take a general wrestling fan and give them a buttload of money and give them a promotion, you're going to have another AEW.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you have. Tony Khan is a fan.
Yeah.
Tony Khan is a fan with a lot of money, with a promotion, and doesn't know how to run it like it should be ran. He thinks he does. He has a general idea, but he's not running it like it needs to be ran. Hence, that's why everybody just doesn't respect him, man. Because if you saw Swerve Scott yesterday, after him and Keith Lee got up, he gave Tony Khan a hug, like, whatever, get off me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He just did that for the cameras. He don't respect. I can tell in his action, the way he was talking, and his nonchalant attitude, he don't care nothing about Tony. You know? Yeah. And Keith Lee really don't care. Keith like, all right, long as the check clear, I'm gonna do my job.
Think about this, Chris. In '89, when Ted Turner bought WCW, okay, he went in there. I mean, it don't matter who it was. Somebody would have sat at a table with Ted Turner and would have acted like that. Ted Turner would have been like, he would shut that thing down quick. You're fired. You out of here. Yeah. He would have had you thrown out of the building. There's no flipping way. He'd be like,
we'll mail. He's like, we know your address. We'll mail your stuff to you. Don't worry about it.
I mean, he got rid of Jim Crockett. Jim Crockett was still on the board a year later. Jim Crockett was running that thing. Jim Crockett was the booking a year after that, which a lot of people don't know. And Jim Crockett came in the meeting one day with all those executives in there sitting in there. And Jim Crockett said, "What are y'all doing? Y'all can't do this and everything," because he was talking about all the things that they was doing because they was trying to change it into a program to look more like WWF at the time instead of WWE. And Jim Crockett went in there, man. He raised Cain. The word got back to Ted Turner. Jim Crockett gone. He's out of the business.
I mean,
Ted Turner had a good relationship with Jim Crockett, but he looked at that as unprofessional. Jim Crockett went in there. Jim Crockett just was pissed off what was going on. You know,
I mean, just because
he busted in the door and he got rid of Crockett.
I mean, you got to think about it like this, man. If you, Harry, let's say this, man. If I'm an owner and CEO of a company, okay, and me and you best friends, you on the board, and I got a vision of how I want this company to run. And I'm like, and I've got everything in place to run it the way I see it. And I know it's going to be a success, but you know how it used to be ran and what used to work. And you come in and like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm hearing all these plans and you da. And I'm like, oh, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Turn around and I'll get with you later, sir. And then next thing you know, when I get with you, bye-bye.
Yeah, and the whole thing about it is this, man.
You don't do that, man.
And that's the whole thing about it. CM Punk, he could have talked to he could have talked to somebody else about that on a different level. But you don't try to embarrass. He basically embarrassed the company. He didn't care how the company looked.
Nope.
He didn't care how Tony Khan looked. Man, how do you think that's gonna come across to the fans? That, you know, oh, I'm doing whatever I want to do. You know, I'm a 43-year-old man. I'm out here doing what I want to do. It doesn't matter that this guy owns this company or whatever, because Tony Khan actually looked like a figurehead, man. He didn't look like the owner of a company.
No,
it looked like a joke. It really was a joke, and it
was bad, man.
Like that.
It was bad.
And I'll tell you what, if William Regal was up there, William Regal would have been like, "This is not the time and place for this." You know, this right here needs to be talked and discussed somewhere else. Even Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross would have reacted that kind of way. But Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, like I said, they're not saying anything. They was nowhere near that press conference, I'm sure. But I'm sure they got to be embarrassed by that, man. I would. Yeah. I would be. I mean,
and then, like I said, man, what CM Punk said, the way he said it, and in the roundabout way he said things, and I would be looking at him all crazy when he come through that locker room, man, Wednesday and stuff. You know, I just like, man, no. Okay, we got a man on YouTube, Richard Slater. Richard, what's up, man? Thanks for watching, man. Hope you're enjoying it.
How you doing, buddy?
He says CM Punk had every right to be upset. These entitled wrestlers think they know it all, and CM Punk shouldn't be working with children that can't take orders. When he's the draw, everyone else draws flies. Richard, with CM Punk back now, I mean, not CM Punk, but with MJF back now, I think that narrative may change a little bit.
Well, I think
that
so too,
that narrative is. I see what you're saying, Richard. Your point is valid.
Too.
I see what you're saying, but with CM Punk golly, MJF coming back, that narrative is definitely going to change a bit, man. It's definitely going to change.
That's true. And CM Punk, he is a draw. That's the reason why. Reason I was saying earlier. I don't want to see CM Punk leave the business. I want him to stay in the business. But still, you do not have to dog out the people that you're working with to get your point across.
Granted, he was upset about the Colt Cabana thing, but that's not about wrestling. That's personal.
Yes,
that's personal. Exactly. That's something completely different from what you did out there in that wrestling ring. That has nothing to do with that wrestling ring. What you did that night.
That's right.
Nothing. That's on some personal. Okay, I'm away from the arena. I'm on my own time. This is between me and you. This ain't got nothing to do with AEW. But because you're two wrestlers and y'all have been friends, it just happened to be in that spotlight.
Yeah,
but that whole situation,
I didn't understand why in the world he was talking about Cabana. Colt. I just like, what in the world's going on? Why is he talking about him instead of celebrating his win over the night and talking about, you know, I had a tough match with Jon Moxley, and it's great to see a young man like MJF come back and talk about where we can take the company from here on out. And pretty much give Tony Khan praise for bringing in a new company and pretty much putting on great pay-per-views. Why not talk about that? Why not
exactly
put the spotlight on the company to make them bigger and make yourself shine? He was shining at this moment, but no, he went in there and he put it on somebody. It's not that I don't know Colt Cabana, because I know Colt Cabana, but man, why put shine on him? I don't care what's going on with him. You know, CM Punk, look, man, you look healthy. You look better.
Mm-hmm.
Put the spotlight on the company and put the spotlight on yourself and put some shine on
Moxley.
Shine on MJF. Put some shine on put some shine on the other, your other associates in the business. But no, you decided to go out to Colt Cabana, and then you went out to Adam Page. And
And then he
I
basically
don't know
went
what
after the media. He was like, if you got an issue with me,
Yes,
F you.
yes.
And he's like, oh, and if anybody in the back, he's like, I'll go down the hall and say, F you to anybody's got a problem with me in the back right now in this locker room. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I-
And then, man, when you got attitude like that, I mean, cause look, maybe he will apologize to somebody, maybe apologize to a few of the guys. But when you got an attitude like that, man, you just thinking like, it does not matter. It does not matter what kind of feelings that these guys are gonna have as they go home or whatever after they hear me saying this. Because what did he say at the end? He told a journalist, he told the media to remember we're all human beings. Those guys that you were talking about, they're human beings too. All those guys wrestling in that company with him, they're human beings too.
Exactly,
so,
man. That's crazy.
Take your own advice, CM Punk. Take your own advice. Those guys have feelings too. I understand. When you're athletes, and I remember a lot of the basketball players say, you guys saying anything that you want to say, y'all got to remember we're human beings and all that. And basically, he's saying, we all have feelings and everything. So, so think about us before you guys get out here and print something or try to put us down. But the same thing is with, like, say, okay, CM Punk, he's working closely with these guys. He in the same locker room with a lot of these guys. Remember, they have feelings too. And so CM Punk, because he has gotten to a certain level in the business and he's top dog, he's looking at these guys like, you piss any no good piece of garbage. And like say, why in the world do I have to wrestle you or whatever? I'm tired of wrestling you little scrubs and all that. How in the world do you think that make them feel? So pretty much, man, he was talking out the side of his mouth. He was, he was, man. He was going on there.
He was, man. It was craziness. I don't get it, man. Yeah. It's and like I said, Tony Khan should have just been like, look here, hey, next question. We're gonna kill this. We're gonna nix this right now.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
He didn't. Right. He had the opportunity. As soon as he heard that question come out about Colt Cabana, knowing that was gonna trigger CM Punk into a rant and piss him off. He should have nixed it right there. But no, Tony was just sitting there and just let it go. Just let it run. And let's see here.
He did. Yes, he did, man.
All right, our viewer, you know the deal on YouTube. What's up, man? He says Tony would gain a lot of respect with the locker room if he had made an example out of Punk and suspended him. You know what? He could have done it. He was in every right. He had every right to last night. He could have done it.
Yes, he did.
But Tony, being the fanboy that he is, he didn't do it. He did not do it. Tony got caught up as being a fan and was like, oh, CM Punk mad, and this going out in the press, and this going to get more word about AEW. No, this is going to make AEW look weak, and it's going to make you look like you don't know what you're doing and that you are a pushover, Tony. That's what this is going to make you look like, which it already has.
Yeah. And I'd say Tony need to show a sign of strength right there. And man, I hope his dad was watching, which he probably was. He probably said, son, you have got to show a sign of strength. You cannot let people take over. That's like saying if Nick Khan would have just went ahead because of Urban Meyer, because of the popularity in the popularity that he has, in the college game and how big of a name he was, if Urban Meyer would have came up there and said, I'm gonna do whatever I wanted to do. But no, what Nick Khan do? Nick Khan got rid of it. So you have got to show strength, man, at some point. And when it comes down to your company, or you don't have a company, you really
don't. Man. People gonna run all over like you, man.
That's right. It's left to the asylum, man. You are playing in the jungle, and you letting the king of the jungle take over take over the woods, man. And that's pretty much what he did. What he's done.
Yeah, CM Punk, like I said, CM Punk had his way in that whole media scrum. Swerve Scott basically can tell that he's tired of Tony Khan's booking, even though they had, I dare say, the best match of the pay-per-view.
Right.
But he's tired of Tony Khan's booking because he's like, man, look, I know you're gonna book us with them boys again. He's like, I'm tired of them boys, man. He's like, I'm tired of them. And he's like, this is some bull. And he said that. That's what he was saying in a roundabout way about Tony's booking.
Yeah.
And but like you said, once again, Tony and his pride, he ain't gonna get no help with booking because Tony wants to run the whole entire show. Which
Yeah.
Wrestling.
And
If anybody knows anything about wrestling, man, one person running a whole show is a lot.
Well,
it is a
and the whole thing about
lot.
it, he's not just running one company, man. He's running that company. He's running Ring of Honor because he's got he's got Dynamite. He's got Rampage. He's got Ring of Honor. Well, Ring of Honor is not separate. He's adding them with the other two. But he's got Dark. He's got all that. He's got the pay-per-views, everything. You got to have help. Only person,
and then don't forget, like I said, he's helping his dad with the Jaguars, so he's gonna be doing something with that. And then if they got anything outside the NFL, they doing that. So, man, Tony.
Yeah. And I mean, this right here was a time for CM Punk to show his intelligence and show that, hey, I'm more than just a wrestler. I've been in the business for a while and everything. Show his intelligence. Speak intelligently to the reporters and do everything. And next thing you know, and go into the back and say, Tony, I've got to help you with this. I got to help you with this. To
show give you some ideas or something, anything.
Yeah, exactly. But this right here, it's like Tony can't trust him. When it boils down to it, Tony's pretty much like, I'm just gonna book you as the champion, and I'm gonna keep the title on you for a little while until I decide to let this thing go, or you go ahead and let me go ahead and put MJF as my champion. That's pretty much what it is, because I think Tony's he's intimidated by him.
Yeah, of course. And Z1, another viewer on YouTube, Z1, what's happening? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show, my man. Z1,
no doubt.
Z1 says, I think Cody saw this coming. Yeah, that's why he possibly could have got out. He saw this train wreck coming.
Exactly.
Wow. Z1, I didn't think about that. Thanks, man. That's something different.
That's one thing I was trying to talk to Chris about when that first happened. I said, Chris, the writing is on the wall. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and Tony is not listening to anybody. And I think Cody, because that's the only reason he's gonna leave a multi-million-dollar job like that, where he has a lot of power, because I doubt that WWE gave him more money, but I think the reports is that he did get more money up there. I'm not sure, but I think Tony Khan actually wanted to pull him away from there. But man, I don't know. But Z1, man, thanks for your question. I mean, thanks for putting your 2 cents in on that, man, because you make a lot of sense on that. But yeah, Cody definitely saw what was coming.
Yeah, and we got a normal guy from YouTube. He's tuning in also. Normal guy, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying it, man. He says, normal guy, baby. Normal guy. All right, man. Glad you're tuning in, man. Hope you're enjoying it, man. But yeah, that Harry, I just gotta say, man, that was on a decent pay-per-view. I ain't gonna say it was their best. It was a decent pay-per-view.
Right.
Last night. Because we have seen them put way better pay-per-views. We've seen
they done put some great pay-per-views. In this last year, man, they done put some great pay-per-views.
Yeah. So I would say this one was decent. It wasn't the best, it was decent. But for that to come on, that media scrum to come on nationally. Nationally, because that's all over social media.
Yes.
Now you've taken the shine off the pay-per-view, which was a decent pay-per-view. It wasn't the best. It was a decent pay-per-view. And now you done flipped it all on the media aftermath, man. And this is just not good, man. It's just not good, man.
Yeah, like I said, very unprofessional, man. And CM Punk, he doesn't care. When is he gonna wake up? This guy, man, he ain't on no drugs. He's not drunk or anything like that. He wasn't drunk.
He don't do no.
He's gonna wake up to the realization that he's not helping anybody except for himself, and he's really not helping himself because
everybody's gonna be looking him in a bad light now.
Yeah, that's right.
And the deal. The deal said reports are now coming out that there was a backstage fight involving Punk and other talents. What a shit show.
Oh my gosh, man. Wow.
Oh, jeez. That's adding on to it, man. That's adding on to the mess.
Yeah, I don't know if it went down to fisticuffs or just
or argument
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But
I don't know what it was, but I tell you what, nobody back there is gonna, these people back there, man, all these wrestlers back there, they're not gonna take a step back from him. Like I said, he's no monster, man. I know he got MMA trained, but he's no monster. Some of those wrestlers back there, I'm pretty sure, are legit tough guys, and they are gonna they're gonna take that personal, that the way he came at them, man. Some of them guys gonna be like, I don't know who you talking about out there, because I know, because all of us know, man. Me and you, Chris, we don't work in a conglomerate of people with a lot of people before, and we know you have beefs. I mean, I remember you and Frank. Frank didn't like you. I remember I've had people who don't like me in certain jobs and things like that. And you try to pretty much just be cordial with them. But CM Punk, he's not being cordial with people. He's pretty much calling them out like, I'm the big dog, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm making more money than you. I'm the one who has the name, and I'm the one who moving the needle with these fans, and then pretty much putting these guys down. So
like I said, man, CM Punk is Tony Khan's goose is laying the golden egg. CM Punk is untouchable, and like Z1 said, our YouTube viewer, he said last night, I thought CM Punk was the owner. Well, hell, Z1, he might as well have been. Might as well have been the owner.
That's where it seemed. That's the way it seemed. He was Vern Gagne last night, Chris. He was Vern Gagne. He was Bill Watts. He owned the thing. He ran this thing.
Man. He might as well have been the owner, man. I mean, he took for that time he was out there. For that time he was out there, man. He basically ran, like you said. He bullied his co-workers. He talked trash about them. He bullied Tony Khan because Tony Khan sat there like a little 10-year-old child, scared to say anything. And then he bullied the media. I mean, you right, Z1. You would think he was the owner. You would think. And Normal Guy said he just subscribed. Thank you for that, Normal Guy. Good looking out, man.
Definitely appreciate that, Normal Guy.
Thank you, man. Definitely appreciate that. But man,
speaking of that, man, if you're on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. You're on YouTube, like, share, join, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Do the same thing on Twitch, man, and on Twitter. Tell them what to do, Chris. Man,
if you're on Twitter, man, like, share, tweet, and retweet. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing you do on YouTube, man. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And why we say hit that notification bell? Because we don't have a set time when we come on.
We
can come on any random time, man. We might come on 8 o'clock in the morning. We might come on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we might come on any time in between. Ain't no telling, man. So
no doubt.
Hit that notification bell, man.
Yeah, definitely. And this show is being brought to you by Code Red Mountain Dew.
And co-sponsored by Diet Coke.
All right. So we got our sponsors. So a word out to our sponsors, but seriously, man, the sponsors today, man, is our new subscribers. Normal.
Yes,
Guy,
thank you.
You know the deal. Z1. All you guys, man. Scott Larson from #Truth. All you guys coming on. We appreciate you coming on, checking this thing out.
Yes. All of you, we appreciate you on, man. Yeah.
That media scrum was just wrong, man. It was wrong. Wrong time to do it. And
hold on. Z1 just said what you said earlier. He just said it. Harry. He just said it. What you said earlier.
Yes.
Talking about this man was eating and drinking like it's the business. Up there in the media scrum. Up there drinking and eating sweets and cakes and stuff, man. And and he said that should have told Tony something right there. When you go to a media outlet after your match, I get it. You can have your bottle of water. Okay, you have your bottle of water or something because you want to get rehydrated and stuff like that. But don't up there be eating no brownies and no cake or whatever he was eating on. I'm like, come on,
The man was getting his grub on, like, just like he was talking, he's got a family squabble going on, and he's telling his brothers and his uncles and all, I don't give a damn what you guys think and stuff like that, or like he's at a barbecue and they done got pissed off and it's a family fight. That's the way he was acting, man.
Man, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
He was
I
acting
don't.
like, man, I'm gonna get Pee Wee down the road. I'm gonna beat the living hell out of him. That's the way this dude was acting, man.
Man, it's crazy, man. And normal guy says he was eating a muffin. Man, that was a big muffin, man. That thing was like that big, man. That was a big Harry. You saw that thing, man. That thing was like that big, man. That was a big muffin. That thing was huge. It was like a whole half of a cake.
Man, this dude was whipping up things and stuff like that, eating and just drinking, man. And like I said, I didn't know what in the world he was drinking. And he had, like you said, seltzer water or whatever. This joke had about 8 or 9 of them things in a bag, man. And you can tell he didn't just get it from the store. The media didn't put it up there for him to drink, because usually, like say, they have bottled water up there or whatever.
Yeah, or something.
This dude, man, brought this stuff out of the trunk of his car, brought it out of the doggone locker room, and brought it. He just threw it on the doggone, threw it up there on the desk, man, and sat down and said, hey, I'm gonna have me some brownies and everything like that. I'm gonna have me some sweets, man.
No, that Joker did. He did a Bernie Mac. That Joker had some milk and cookies. Everyone has some milk and cookies. I tell you what,
that's what he had, man. I'm surprised this fool didn't have a bucket of chicken up there, man. It's just pretty much, like I said, it's basically his finger licking good. I'm surprised he didn't do that. And,
I wouldn't doubt if he did, man.
Tony Khan, like this guy might hit him like Russian sickle, like Nikita hit David Crockett with, man, years ago. Like I'm just tired of your face. Boom, So it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
CM Punk, man. I mean, that's what I was saying, man. It was that crazy, man. It was. I mean, Z1, it was. It really was. And
yeah, it was Z1.
I don't know, man. It's just, oh God. Like I said, Tony Khan has got to get some kind of hold of his company, man. His company.
Yes, he does.
It's been said by me. It's been said by our viewers. The inmates are now running the asylum, man. And
they're taking over, man.
Yeah, and the deal. He says reports are saying that Punk went after Matt Jackson. Ace Steel threw a chair to hit Nick Jackson. It hit Nick Jackson in the eye. Kenny Omega was also involved with Steel grabbing his hair and biting him. So this fool got in a fight with the Elite. Him and his CM Punk and his trainer got in a fight with the Elite.
Yeah, because you talking about the executive vice president. I mean, the vice president, the executive.
Yeah, and that's Kenny Omega. Yeah, that's Kenny Omega and them. Yeah,
Kenny Omega just came back from an injury, man. Leave that man alone. Yeah, and you getting those real fights, man. You get injured for real. And like I said, man, all it's doing is hurting the business. And all he did was show that he cared about himself. That's all it did.
Yeah, he did.
Anybody that don't think that he, was thinking like that he only cared about himself, man, is delusional. They're not thinking correctly, because, like I said, he did. He had a right, man, to be upset and be pissed off. But
he was good, man. He was good until that reporter brought up that stuff about doggone
Colt.
Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana. Yeah. And like I said, that was Tony's opportunity right there to throw down a hammer and say, nope, we ain't talking about that.
Shut it down.
Next question.
Shut it down.
Next question.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about that. And he should have said also, he was been like, any questions y'all got to say about Colt Cabana and CM Punk, we ain't saying it. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Next question. Move on. But no, he did not. And it triggered CM Punk, and then CM Punk went off. He got in his feelings and he went off.
Yeah. And I tell you what, man. Listen, Tony Khan, he's gonna be walking around that office, man. He's gonna be walking around that whole company with eggshells from now on. Now that he has CM Punk, the way he's acting, he's gonna be like, I don't know when this guy's gonna go off.
And people gonna be looking at Tony like, Tony, you need to do something about your boy. That is your boy. Yeah. You the one that brought him in. We didn't want him here. You thought that he was gonna be the one to take this company to another level when you got all these great talents already here. But no, you wanted to bring in CM Punk. You wanted to bring in a WWE guy. You thought he was the best in the world. You did this, and look what he did last night, Tony. You got to do something about your boy. All that pressure gonna be on Tony, and what Tony gonna do?
Yeah, and you know what? And yeah,
That's
Tony
exactly.
Khan,
He ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, and Tony Khan in the media scrum called CM Punk the best in the world, man, the best wrestler in the world. Pretty much gave him praise and all that. And you saw Tony Khan just sitting there drinking. He's eating this whole thing up like, yeah. And then and then he had something to say after that. He just basically I am the best in the world. Forget all these other punks out there. He basically believes that in his head that he's still this top dog guy, man, and he's not. I mean, he's still, like I say, he still has a big name and everything like that. But get out there and prove it. But prove it not just in the ring, man. Prove it outside of the ring and with the media and everything like that. Make everybody see your shine. Your shine as a person, as a world champ. Conduct yourself in that light.
There you go. You don't have to be when you're the champion of a company that big. You don't have to. It's not just to be champion in the ring, in the arena. You got to be a champion outside the ring and outside the arena. That's why WWE changed up their whole image by everybody going to the arena. You have to be wearing some type of suit or business casual. You have to wear that going into the arena. That's why they were like, we want you to look like you care about this business. We want you to look like if you're a champion, you're going to look like a champion. Even if you ain't a champion, we want you to look like a champion. And we want you to carry yourself as a champion because you're not only just conducting business for yourself, you're conducting business for us, the WWE. And we have a reputation and they do not want you to mess up that reputation. And CM Punk,
that's it.
He don't care. It's about him and him only. And
it was all on him last night.
Yeah.
It was all on him.
And our buddy,
go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but our buddy Kerwin,
Curvin,
Kervin said Tony Khan is soft. He's right. He's right.
Yes,
and getting to some of the comments, more of the comments here. You know the deal. He said Wrestling Observer tweeted that out about the fight and everything.
Wow.
And Normal Guy said that man Ace gave Nick Jackson a black eye.
Wow.
Wow, that old man ain't nothing to play with. And that's the guy that trained. Yeah, that's the guy that trained CM Punk.
You can tell that.
Yeah, and let's see what else.
I can tell that from his mannerism. He's a real fighter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Z1 said, I think he needs to cut CM Punk and eat that cost.
I do too.
That would be that.
Look, like I say, I really don't want CM Punk out of the business. But when something going down like that, if he can't rein it in, if Tony Khan can't rein it and tell him to rein that thing in, he should have controlled him right there. If he can't control that, then he should shut down that press conference. This thing is over with, and then he take Tony Khan to the back. And then if Tony Khan can't calm down, I mean not Tony Khan, but CM Punk can't calm down, he have it escorted out of the building. Because it's like I say, all it is gonna be, it's gonna be fire, man. It's gonna be smoke that's gonna doggone somebody gonna continue because the blaze gonna keep going on, coming up because all it is, man, is CM Punk is gonna continue to build. That fire is gonna continue to build, and you see what happened. It continued to build, and it got back to
Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all them.
And Kenny Omega, and a fight broke out. And then next thing you know, a real fighter, man, this guy who trained CM Punk is back there punching people in the eye. Things like that. These guys, they're just crazy, man. I'm sorry, Nick Jackson, man. They busted this guy out. Nick Jackson and man, the Young Bucks, they ain't no real. They're not real fighters, Chris.
No,
I'm pretty sure they can handle themselves on the streets a little bit, but they're not real legit pro type fighters. No. This guy is a real fighter, and and man, I'm pretty sure he probably could beat each and every one of these guys up. And,
yeah.
Man, that's just flat out crazy.
Yeah, and our man Kervin also said, right now WWE has so much momentum. Tony Khan needs to be the boss, not the guy. You're right, man.
That's right.
He does. He needs to become a boss and stop being a fan. Because even though he is the head, I'll say that, not the boss, but he's the head of AEW, he's still in fan mode. He still can't get over the fact that I run a company. I got wrestlers. He can't get over that, man. He just can't do it. Why? Why he can't get over it? I don't know. But he cannot get over it, man. And let's catch up on some more comments here, Harry.
Definitely.
Our boy, Normal Guy, he said, "What rating do you think AE Dynamite will get this week?" Ooh,
wow. I say 1.1 million, anywhere from 1.1 million. He might get 1.2 million, but it will jump to 1.1 million. I can get.
It's gonna be in the millions because MJF back.
It's gonna be over a million. They probably
because MJF back.
1 million. They might get 1.2, but I doubt it. I think they'll get 1.1 million this Wednesday. So I mean, MJF, long as MJF is back, they're gonna get over a million. But see, the whole thing about it is Tony Khan. I bet Tony Khan wanted to fire this guy, even though I know Tony Khan, man. Like I said, he's a mark. He's sitting there. He basically didn't know exactly what to do. But I guarantee you, Tony Khan probably said, I probably need to get rid of this guy, but I need this guy to get that million. I know he was just thinking that I need this guy so I can compete with Triple H. I can compete with WWE. So he's like, I can put up with this thing for a little while, but I'm pretty sure he's probably sitting back, and there's probably people in his ear, his dad, Nick, and there's probably some other people saying, this guy's out of control. You need to get control of him, and so.
Yeah. Somebody's talking to somebody's in Tony's ear saying, "Hey man, you about to have a serious problem on your hand. You need to go ahead and reel that in. Talk to this dude, do something before you have a serious problem, and you can't stop it." So man,
you got to nip it in the bud now. He's got to step on his toes, man. That's all it is to it.
Yeah, the deal says lawsuit's going to come from all this. Even though it's wrestling, it has to be treated like any other business. This is true.
That's right.
Because you got to think, this dude Ace, okay, what if CM Punk brought him in as a guest? He's not under contract. You punch an actual person in the eye. You punch an actual person in the eye. You ain't under contract. Houston, we have a problem, because now you're going to have some lawsuits, some real lawsuits, because this guy was a guest invited by somebody who, that has a reputation. Okay, this is my friend. I'm bringing him back. He's cool, whatever. He's going to hang with me. He's going to come in and do a couple of things with me in the ring, and that's it. Okay, cool. But now you done crossed a whole nother level. You out here done getting people punched in the eye. So you right, man. You right. This could seriously be a lawsuit if one of the Jackson boys really want to push this issue, man. And that's not going to look good on CM Punk either, because everybody's going to be like, hey, CM Punk, that's your man. You brought him into our world. He really don't belong in our world, but you brought him in our world. And now this mess does happen. CM Punk, that's your guy. And everybody going to look at CM Punk with the side out even more. So, yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Deal, you also said MJF about to kill Punk on the mic. Now, Punk gave him all sorts of ammo after last night. Yes, he did. Oh, my gosh, did he ever. He really did. He did give him all kinds of ammo last night, man. That was... Whew, man, Wednesday can't get here fast enough. I want to see what's going to happen. This is going to be good. Z1 says, Tony has the talent. He just needs to use it right. No arguments for me on that one, Z1. No arguments whatsoever for me on that. Tony does have all the talent in the world. He does have all the talent, but he's got to use it. He's got to use it right, man. He's got to know how to use it right. But he doesn't. He doesn't because he's a fan. And most fans.
Can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I can hear. Okay, there you go. I can see you too. Okay. Well, I saw you for a second. Now you're black. But I can hear you though.
Oh wow, I froze.
But yeah, he's a fan. And when you get certain fandom, you can't think straight. you know, you be like, you do this fantasy booking things. You know how us fans, how we do it and stuff, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and it just doesn't work out. But he does have a lot of talent, and he does need to know how to use it right, man. You right on that, Z1. You are definitely right. Normal guy.
Yeah, I
Normal
got a
guy
phone
says,
call, Chris. I'll come back on. So I got a phone call.
okay,
And messed everything. I'll get back with you.
okay, man. Normal guy says, Tony Khan doesn't want MJF to go to WWE. I know he is scary. Yeah, he doesn't want him to go to WWE, and that's why he brought him back. He says he brought him back because the fans wanted him back. Nah, you didn't want Triple H to scoop him up. Because if Triple H, you would have used him the way that he was being used in AEW, oh my Lord. That would have been a big feather in Triple H's hat. And Tony Khan can't lose that one. He can't lose that one. No, yeah, that would not have been good. That would have not have been good at all if he would have lost that one, man. So yeah, that wouldn't have been good. But yeah, man, last night was crazy. It was whew. I mean, like I said, it was a decent pay-per-view. It wasn't one of their best, but it was decent. But that media scrum just completely just took it to a whole nother level. It completely just, you know, took everything away from the pay-per-view and put it all on that. And now we have fights breaking out, and you got people getting black eyes and all kinds of stuff, man. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now, like you said, you could possibly have an actual lawsuit because you got a guy who was invited as a guest getting involved and actually hitting people. So you got all kind of problems could spin off from this area.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Chris, I can't see you, but that's okay, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk for a little while longer before we get out here because I got a couple phone calls, and I need to take off in just a minute. But man, yeah, this is some serious things that's going down.
Yeah, it really is, man. It really is
with AEW and it, like which one? Somebody was saying, you know, as far as MJF, yes, he don't want MJF to sign with WWE because if he knows,
that was a normal guy. That was a normal guy. That was his comment.
Guy's 100% right with that because if he loses MJF, and like he said, Tony Khan did say it was his idea to bring him back because CM Punk, he chimed in on that. Remember, CM Punk basically was, you know, basically was kind of like putting out, like say, you know, it didn't matter if he came back or whatever. I'm the one who has the straw that stirs this drink. That's pretty much what he was saying. He's pretty much putting down CM Punk. But like I said, on the same, you know, he had a double talk when he's talking about CM Punk. He talked about the skills and everything about CM Punk, but he basically called him, you know, some little young punk that don't really know what he's doing in the business and everything. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And normal guy says, I think Nick Jackson got the black eye because of the chair that Ace threw.
Oh, wow.
But still, that you invite a guest.
Yeah.
Okay, Harry, that's like me. That's like me being a CEO of a major entertainment company.
Right.
And I'm like, come on, Harry, come backstage with me, man. Come backstage, man.
Yes.
And I'm like, Harry, hold on right here for a moment. I got to go do a press conference. I go out and do this press conference, and I'm saying all kind of reckless stuff. Okay.
Right.
And you being my boy, you hearing this, you be like, oh boy, we might have to throw hands.
Yeah.
We might have to throw hands of this.
No
I
doubt.
come back after press conference. I'm walking down the hall laughing and joking with you. Folk looking at me sideways of what I said, getting my face, and I buck up. Guess what you gonna do? You gonna buck up too.
That's right.
And,
that's right.
And here's the thing. You're a guest.
Yeah.
You're not under contract.
That's true.
You hit one of my talents, they can sue the mess out of you.
That's right. That's right. And
that's what we have here. We have a possible lawsuit.
Yes, that's right. Because
that's not good, man. That's not good.
Man, I don't know what in the world this guy's doing as far as getting out there with CM Punk, but CM Punk got in this guy's head.
Tony had to give him permission.
Of course he did.
I bet you this is what happened. CM Punk was like, Tony, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out here, cut this promo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I'm about to quit, and I'm gonna bring my man Ace with me. Ace is a good guy. He trained me. He got me into business, this, that, and the third. And I'm gonna have him come out and hang with me and hype me up. Tony's like, sure, sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, but I'm
okay. And then over time, look what happens.
It's all about the people you hang out with, Chris. And I'm wondering who gave who the mindset of that he could do something like that. Was it CM Punk? CM Punk's attitude that gave this guy the mindset that he can go in there and just run amok in a wrestling locker room? Or it wasn't Ace? Is Ace the one who's giving off these bad vibes, giving off that bad spirit? Whose spirit is rubbing off on who?
It could be a combination of both.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe this Ace guy, he's looking at himself as this tough guy, but when it boils down to it, if he's all tough and everything, why is he throwing chairs? And he's throwing chairs in there in a fight or whatever. If he's such a tough guy, go ahead and go in there, man. Go in there man to man. But no, you throwing chairs in there, man. So this is outrageous. And I'm sure the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega probably just tried to talk to CM Punk and say, man, you need to calm down and you need to not go out there and try to make us look bad, try to make the business look bad, because these guys been there from the beginning. And they like, hey, man, we put in a lot of work. You haven't been here but a minute, and you come in here and you want to tear us down. And
because because they the ones they're some of the OGs. They started this thing, man.
That's right. And I wouldn't want my hard work to go down the drain.
No, and Z1 said something awesome here, man. Z1 said, how you let a wrestler, CM Punk, trash your EVPs and Tony just sit there?
I know. And unbelievable, man.
Ain't no way you gonna, if I was Tony and you talking about my leadership.
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's right.
No. We ain't doing that, dog. I'm like, nah, dog, we ain't doing this.
Exactly. Because only way it can get like that is that CM Punk never had any respect from him from the get-go. He went in there and he saw the way that Tony Khan operate. Like, I don't have no respect for him. And basically these guys are gonna like you more, man, if they respect you too and respect you and plus you treat them well, they're gonna like you even more. But like I say, you have to have that, you got to have a firm hand, man, to where these guys are gonna respect you. That's all it is to it.
Yeah. And Z1 also said, and thinking about did Tony bring CM Punk into Clear House? Ooh. Wow.
That could be it. Who knows?
Yeah, he could have brought CM Punk to aggravate some people and make them leave.
Yeah. But you know what? To tell you the truth, that should have been his job, man. That should have been his job.
Yep.
And to play it off on a wrestler, man.
If this is even true, if I don't know if
which I kind of like doubt it, but I kind of understand what I'm looking at Z1 and thinking, hey, this could be the case. But the whole thing about it is CM Punk willing to put himself on the line like that? Because to tell you the truth, it's going to change people's minds, just like fans like me and you as a fan. Like I say, I'm a CM Punk fan. You're a CM Punk fan. It changes our mind toward him. And we look at this guy like, wow, man. I'm like, if he came to Greenville, you think I want to go up and ask this guy for an autograph? Or, man, can I take a picture with you and stuff like that? No. I'm like, I don't know what in the world is how this guy's going to act.
And it makes you, and it, just to be frank about it.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it makes CM Punk look like a real dick.
Yeah, it does.
That's the only way you can say it. Straight up, it makes you look like a straight up dick, man.
It does.
I have no other. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, but man, I'm gonna head out, Chris, and
you
can stay on and talk a little bit more. But man, we got.
Well, actually, I'm getting ready to get off here and get ready for Raw.
We just had a new subscriber, and I appreciate that new subscriber. And
thank you. Thank you.
On our next podcast. So let me see, Chris. Maybe it'll show up on here. But let me see if we go ahead and acknowledge this guy that just now subscribed to us. But we definitely appreciate that.
Definitely.
Definitely appreciate that. We want to continue to bring you as much content as possible, and things like this. This is something that had to be talked about.
Yeah, man. Because CM Punk he's right now. He's a lightning rod.
Yes, he is.
After last night, he's a real lightning rod, man. So, wow, man.
We cannot have these kind of inner workings in the business, especially like saying a growing company a growing company, man. Somebody like CM Punk need to be in there to bring to bring peace, not just bring peace, but bring stability to a company, man, that's on shaky grounds.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Z1. Thank you, man. We're trying to put on the best show for you guys and bring you all, different content and
no doubt,
different news about what's going on in the business. And also, hey, I would just want to say this to all our viewers and subscribers. Hey, if you haven't, go to our Facebook page. And if you got any latest news or happenings or anything in the business that's going on that we may not know about, hey guys, you can post it. Let us know what's happening. And also, if you have any independent wrestling going on in your area, or you know any independent wrestling in your area, post the flyers, man. Let us know, and we'll pump up the show. Even though we may not be in your area,
we go to a lot of independent shows. Man, Chris,
we go to a lot of shows.
We do a lot of commentary and everything. So, but yeah, we appreciate Chill Gaming. Chill Gaming is our new subscriber, and I guess that's
Z1. Yeah,
Z1 is a new subscriber. We appreciate that, Z1. But yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, we've only been doing this thing for a year, and man, we doing everything we can to pump this thing up, man, and pump up whoever we can in the business, especially
happy birthday to Normal Guy. Sunday is Normal Guy's birthday. Happy birthday, man!
Happy birthday, man!
And, this Sunday.
Enjoy every minute of it. Don't let anything go past, man, without having enjoy, because enjoy it, man. It's your day. Is your time. And but man, for the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man, I'm HBT with my man Christopher Burton,
People's Podcaster, y'all. And just want to hold on before we get out of here. I want to give a shout out to my man Ronico on Facebook. Ronico, he just joined in late. Ronico, we about to get out of here, man. You coming in all late, man. Good.
Yeah, Ronico, go back and check this out, man.
Yeah, go back and check this out, man. Yeah, we talked about a lot of things.
We got a lot of people on YouTube checking us out and all that, but we appreciate you joining us on Facebook. Our man Ron Nico, he's been our friend for almost 30 years.
Yes.
I mean, us three, and we had another friend that used to hang out with us, man, and that's all we did was talk wrestling and hung out, wrestling and played football games on
Facebook. Madden all day, Madden.
Yeah, all day long.
Xbox. Yeah.
But so yeah, definitely go and check that out. And Anthony, I just found you guys online. You're pretty good. My hat is off to you.
Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for tuning in and watching it, man. Yeah,
definitely. All right.
So Anthony also says this has got to be a super introduction to MJF saving AEW from CM Punk and going.
Well, hey, that's what I'm hoping. But is Tony Khan gonna have the guts? Is he gonna have the gonads, man, to walk this guy out of the business, out of the building? Because the whole thing about it is CM Punk needs some humble in him. He needs to be humble.
Yeah.
He needs to be humble. Yeah. And if he needs, and like Z1 said, or was it? I think it was Normal Guy. One of these two, I'm giving both of you credit, said that he needs to be suspended. He should have been suspended at that moment. Tony Khan needs to come in Wednesday and say, we cannot have that. Even though, like I say, he just won a world title or whatever, we're gonna suspend him, and we're gonna suspend him for 30 days or whatever. And because we can't have this. This is a business, even though it's a wrestling business and everything like that. But when it boils down to it, it is a business, even though it's a business of violence and guys taking care of personal problems in the ring. This is a business, and it has to be conducted as such. So definitely he needs to come out there and say that. And we're going to see if he has the guts somewhere down the road to handle CM Punk. I don't think anytime soon, but CM Punk trying to hold it over his head that he's going to hold the title, and that right there can't work because people are going to want MJF to get this title. Definitely.
So, it's been a heck of a show, man. Like I said, my partner, he's got to get out of here. I'm going to get ready for Raw, and hope you guys are watching Raw. And for my man, HBT, Harry Bernard Taylor, I'm Christopher Burton, the People's Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show, ladies and gentlemen, and we are out. Stay straight up. Peace.